that you are lowering your standards by trying to compare with other people. The moment you stop comparing yourself with other people is the moment you find peace. Welcome back to another episode at Soft Motherhood TV, where I share habits and strategies that I'm putting in place to help me go from living on survival mode, burnout, and mental exhaustion to finally living a happier, peaceful, and calmer life. So if you're someone out there who's just kind of burnt out, exhausted, and you're looking for more calm in your life, this is the space for you. So be sure to smash the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on my videos when I drop them every Sunday, okay? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something really important that you may not even know is contributing to your burnout and emotional exhaustion. So if you want to find out, be sure to stay tuned and watch this video till the end. So before we get into the video, I just want to share this amazing blueprint that I'm currently using right now to help me heal from burnout. So if you are a mom out there who's feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, exhausted, and you're looking for a blueprint that can actually help you through your healing process, then this is the exact same guide that I'm currently using right now. You can grab your own copy right away at www.softmotherhood.com/reset. And on that note, let's get back into the video. When my first daughter was around 3.5, 4 years old, she wasn't really, speaking vocally. Like, she wasn't vocal the way she needed to be. And that used to stress me out because, she had her peers who were like talking, starting to express themselves. And I was just like, why is my child not really, like, she could speak, of course, but she wasn't as expressive as, you expect her to be at that stage, right? According to the books, like, this is the milestone your child needs to hit at 6 months old, 1 year old, blah, blah, blah. I used to get so stressed out about the whole thing because I spent a lot of time comparing her to other kids, and that comparison just adds unnecessary stress and mental burnout. And here's what actually happens when you start comparing yourself and your kids and your parenting style to other people. It actually lowers your own standards. You may not realize it, that you are lowering your standards by trying to compare with other people. Because what you've done is you've lost your own self-worth and you are setting your standards based on someone else's standards. Don't compare your real life to someone else's social media life, right? Because social media plays a big role right now in the way, we think, the way we act, the way we feel. You go on social media, your house is looking a hot mess, there's toys everywhere, and then you go and then there's this mom on social media with a perfect home, looking clean, the kids are sitting down, organized, eating healthy meals, your kids are here snacking on crisps and biscuits, and you start asking yourself, where did I go wrong? Am I a bad mom? Her house is always spotless, but my house is always a mess. Oh, her life seems so perfect, but my life seems a mess. Or her kids are always well behaved, but my kids are always rebellious, right? Her kids get straight A's and awards, my kids get nothing. That alone adds to a lot of mental burnout. And I think coming from an African background especially, this is something that's very common in like African communities, constantly competing with each other. They're driving the latest car, they bought the latest house. Yes, they've got a house that is bigger than yours. Yes, they've got a car that is bigger than yours. What do you have that they don't have? Are you thinking about the ones that you do have that they don't have? Her son is so good at playing football. My son doesn't even want to play football. Maybe your son doesn't want football because they are better at gymnastics. They are better at swimming. Get them into a gymnastic class or swimming class. They don't have to play football like the other mom's child. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with, obviously, you're looking at successful people and looking up to them as motivation. Like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I want to be in the room where I'm the dumbest person. Like, I want to be the dumbest person in the room. Because they say, if you're the smartest person in your room, in your community, in your friendship group, whatever, your social circle, whatever, then you are in the wrong place. I want to learn. I want to humble myself. I want to learn from people that have been there. They've achieved big things, right? Does it mean I'm comparing my life with them? As a human being, absolutely. There's going to be some level of comparison, but how about we turn that comparison into something more positive? Instead of comparing yourself with other moms, other people's achievements, why not ask those people how they did it? Show me the way. How did you get there? Right? Especially, this is really important, especially if that's what you want to do, that's where you want to be. Somebody wants to become a doctor. You don't want to become a doctor, yet you go to medical school because you want to compete with them and show that, yes, I can be a doctor, I know book too. That's when it becomes toxic. When you start comparing with other people, you lower your own standards, you lower your blessings, and you block your blessings. God, I want a house too. What if God is preparing you for a mansion? and you're here asking him for a 3-bedroom house. Now, there's healthy competition and toxic competition. Healthy competition is when you're looking up to somebody because they have something that you actually genuinely would love to have, right? If I genuinely want to drive a Range Rover Sport, I could be looking up to that. Oh, how did you buy it? Like, how did you, they can even actually give me connections to buy mine, right? Or even help me with, okay, maybe this is how I got a loan to get a car or whatever. You can use that as motivation. That's healthy competition, because you're not doing it because you want to buy a car and compete with them. You're doing it because you already had it in mind to buy that car. It was already part of your own plan. You're not doing it because you saw somebody else do it and then you use that person's standard to suddenly become your own standard. No, 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 no. That's healthy competition. You see somebody doing something that you have wanted to do yourself. It's part of your alignment. It's part of your own plan, something you've been praying for, you've been hoping for. Guess what? That's actually a sign from God to tell you that yours is on the way. And this is why it's so important to have your own goals and ambitions in life, of the things that you personally love and the things that you want to achieve. Not based on someone else's standard, because that's where we become burnt out, we become stressed out, because we're constantly competing or comparing ourselves with other people's alignment, not ours. You lose sight of your own alignment, you lose sight of your own goals and things that were meant for you. Toxic competition is when you're competing with somebody based on what they have accomplished, and you want to get there just so you can be at the same level. Not because it was part of your alignment. Let's say, for example, your son is really good at football, right? And my son, he's not so good at football. He loves gymnastics, he loves swimming, right? Why am I forcing my child to play football because this other mom's child is playing football? Knowing fully well that football is not my child's thing. They love swimming, they love gymnastics. That's where they perform best. Why am I now trying to force that child to go play football? The motive is already flawed. And you're putting unnecessary pressure on this kid to do things because it's other mom's kids doing those things, not because it's part of your own alignment, not because it's part of your own goals and ambition. What do you want for yourself? What's in your vision board? Is your vision board based on someone else's life and someone else's standards? Because if that's the case, then sis, you need prayers. You sit down on your own, in your own space, and you write down your goals, write down your ambitions, things that you want to achieve in your life, for your kids, for your family. When you have those things set, it doesn't matter what someone else is achieving. Trust me, your time is gonna come. Let's stop inviting unnecessary stress to our lives by constantly comparing ourselves with others. Because now you're the one bringing that stress that you don't even need in your life right now. Like, being a mom is already stressful enough. You should not be out here comparing with other people and adding unnecessary stress to your life. Sit down, ask yourself, what do I want for myself? And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I still find myself sometimes like comparing with other moms, comparing with other, oh my God, okay, the kids are doing this. Why is my kid's not doing this? And then, I take a step back and I'm like, but this is not what I have planned for my own child, my own family. This is not a setup I have planned for my family. So whatever they're doing in their own family, in their own household, that's what works for them, right? That's what they've planned for. Now, what works in this side, in my own household, is what I have planned. I'm not going to let anybody else's parenting style or whatever they're doing over there distract me from what I'm doing over here, right? Because what's meant for you in this life is always going to be yours. So moms and anybody watching this, stop living your life based on other people's standards, on how they live their life, how they raise their kids. Trust me, the moment you stop comparing yourself with other people is the moment you find peace. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, share in the comments, get those conversations going, and I look forward to connecting with you guys next week, and do have a blessed week. Bye.